Hi guys.
Hello.
We're finally getting along to our Q&A. It's been a very rough weekend with the baby, so we're hoping she just kind of like takes a nap right now because mommy and daddy don't feel like doing baby right now. Anywho's, we are heading to my parents for dinner, Sunday dinner. So we just got out of church, which was very nice. Actually, I'm gonna go this way. God, I almost just killed like 4 people.
Didn't. They're in the parking lot.
There was the 3 of us and Jesus in this car. You're done. Anywho's, we are going there for dinner, so we figured this would be a good time to like film our Q&A. Don't mind my little granola bar. So, we have several questions. So, Miss Jordan, you read us our first question.
What's your favorite childhood memory? I have mine.
Okay.
I have 2. One specific memory is when we had this big youth group building in town. Zion. And every Friday night, all the kids from all the homeschool group friends would get together and we would listen to a Bible study and play games. And this one night, somebody decided to go into the little kids room and get a bunch of books. And they all came out and we had this ping pong table and we played ping pong by lining up in a circle and hitting the ball back and forth with books. And we took turns running around the circle and hitting it back and forth.
Sounds violent.
It was fun. And then my second one is more of like a general memory of when I would go down to Pennsylvania and spend a week at my aunt's house every summer. So, those are mine.
Okay.
What about you?
My favorite is probably our trips to Topsail Island when we were a kid. Which I guess we went to a few other places in the Outer Banks, but I really loved going there. It's like a little bit less touristy than the rest of the Outer Banks in North Carolina. And we'd go every year for like a week. This one year we actually went with my grandparents for 2 weeks, and that was a lot of fun.
Wow.
That's a long time to be there. Oh my gosh, we got so tan. Okay, next question.
How do you show love and respect to your spouse during conflict?
We had a huge fight last night.
Thanks, Umberlin.
Yeah, the baby wouldn't go to bed. Next thing I know, I was screaming, she was screaming, baby was screaming. Everyone's like, ah! And we're all like, at the end, we're like, oh my gosh, I love you. That's actually something we struggle with, believe it or not.
We try to just listen to the other person's feelings and what they're trying to say.
Well, we have to give context here. When we fight or argue, and I hate people who are like, oh my god, we never fight in our marriage. Shut up. We fight at least once a week. It doesn't always have to be unhealthy conflict either. Sometimes we just need to get feelings out on the table, talk through things. Sometimes one of us just needs a hug. But one thing we both really struggle with is not insulting the other person.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you forgot this chore, and blah 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 blah, and well, if you would just do this, and you're dumb, blah blah blah. We really act like children when we fight. It's so bad. It's like an episode of Mean Girls. Anyways, I think that is one of the things that we struggle with. You guys can pray for that, because it can honestly make a fight last 12 times longer when you just try to throw out insults in the conversation.
And it's you just basically it gets to the point where you just want to keep fighting just to win.
Yeah.
And then you're not you find yourself not even fighting about the thing that you started fighting about.
One thing we've tried to put into place, and it is hard when you get in the heat of the moment and you're arguing, you don't want to do this, but taking 5 minutes to walk away and just cool and think, that can be really important. And sometimes just realizing that maybe the other person, like, oh, you didn't do the dishes and it was your turn and I'm all upset about it now. That sometimes that can be covering another emotion, like stress or anger or anxiety or something like that, and trying to realize, like, hey, this other person might have these, this underlying problem that they really are trying to talk to me about, but don't really know that that's what they're saying. And we've done that before. Like, I'll tell her, hey, I'm sensing like you're a little bit stressed about school, or she'll say, hey, I think you're getting, you're dealing with a little bit of depression today, and maybe you just need to be comforted and loved on for a few minutes, and that's why you flipped out,
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if I was to give like an overall one sentence, how to show love and respect during conflict: realize the other person might be coming from something other than the actual conflict, and 2, don't take opportunity to unlash all of your feelings against the person just because you're having a conflict. Guys, I said don't ask me dumb questions. How was Applebee's? It was amazing. I had nachos.
What are Emberlyn's favorite foods that she's tried? It's a valid question.
It's not deep. My gosh! Avocado.
Green
That girl will
beans.
eat an avocado like it's going out of stock.
Avocado, green beans, mashed potatoes that she uses like a conditioner,
She will pick up a handful of mashed potatoes and just run it through her hair.
and French fries.
Next question.
Other than spouse, child, God, what in life are you most thankful for and why?
Insulin. Keeps me alive. My church. I love my church.
Music.
Spotify.
I would
Thankful
say
for.
music.
It's gonna sound hilarious. I'm thankful for people who donate breast milk.
Yeah,
Very grateful for you.
very much.
It's helped us a lot with our baby because breastfeeding didn't really work out for us.
But I would say I'm most thankful for music and writing.
I forgot mine now. Oh, I'm thankful for like our really super close friend group. I don't want to name them on here because I'm sure they don't want little shout outs, but they know there's like 5 or 6 of them, and we're like super thankful for that group of people.
Yeah.
We rely really closely on them.
What is our workout plan?
Workout plan, wow. Well, okay, I try to work out 5 days a week. Usually ends up being 4 because by Friday it's like so hard to get out of bed. Especially because I close the restaurant on Thursday night. But Monday I do arms and abs. Tuesdays I do what do I do on Tuesdays? Back. Wednesdays chest. Thursdays I do shoulders. And Fridays I do like cardio and Thursdays I do legs. Then Fridays I do cardio and abs again. And arms.
I've just started getting back into working out more, and Gavin wrote me a workout plan, so it's like just kind of like basic home workout stuff, like squats, sit-ups, push-ups,
Just something to get you moving.
flutter kicks. I'm really trying to get my like abs back to how they should be before a baby went like that.
Ba-boom.
Yeah. So, like that, and once it gets warmer outside, I'm gonna start going like walking and running. And Gavin's gonna start teaching me how to lift.
Yeah, I want to teach you how to power lift.
So,
Next question.
how do you guys have energy with like 0 sleep? Caffeine.
Jesus. That's literally all we can do.
I have a
honestly.
picture that Gavin took of our fridge yesterday.
Yeah, we'll put it in. We literally we buy Monsters and we just keep them lined up in the refrigerator. Like Monsters, iced coffee, this sparkling iced caffeine stuff. Sponsor us.
I'm going
V8
like,
energy juice. We love those.
I'm doing the keto diet right now, so I can't have any added sugar, and so I really like these because there's no added sugar in them at all.
Yeah, that's actually a lot of it too. This semester versus last semester, we're eating like 12 times as healthy. Like last semester, it was like box mac and cheese, like cereal for breakfast, stuff like. We thought we were just doing the right thing by grabbing like quick and easy foods
And the cheapest stuff.
and the cheapest stuff. No, like we're actually investing into our meals now, like putting time and a little extra money into it, and it's so much different on your body, and it gives you such an energy boost. Like I think there's been one morning in our first 2 weeks of school here where we've not gotten up and had like a full breakfast. Eggs,
Yeah.
toast, a fruit or a vegetable, orange juice, water. Like we're taking lots of vitamins at nighttime. But so yeah, that's like if you are in a point where you're starting with kids or school.
Having a schedule too.
Yeah, having a schedule and having a very like healthy diet and a healthy like food-filled fridge, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And then like right now, we're not getting zero sleep because she's sleeping more. Like the first couple months that she was around, it was hard.
Yeah.
Like she still wakes up 1 or 2 times a night. But it's
The
not
first
as
few
bad
months,
as it
you'd get up
was.
at like 1 in the morning, be up till 5, and you'd just be up out and playing in the living room. And I'd wake up and be like, "Oh, they must be having a play date again at 2 a.m."
I mean, back like
That's expected with that early of
yeah.
newborn.
those first couple weeks, I would just sleep during the day, like when she took her naps and stuff. Now
She doesn't
I don't
take
really
naps
do
now.
that.
She literally doesn't take naps,
Yeah.
and it's irritating.
She takes naps, but she'll only sleep for like 40 minutes at a time.
But yeah, healthy food, schedules. Next.
How do biblical roles translate to today in marriage?
Well, geez, what is this, a theological study? Good question, though. Really good question. Okay.
We have a lot of different views on it. Like, we do things differently than our friends do.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's not a bad thing.
We just have our personal walk with Christ in that. Like,
typically, when you think of a biblical wife, it's like they do
Get
all
in the
house
kitchen.
chores, they do all the cooking and stuff, they take care of the kids, and that's how it's supposed to be, and that's what we do too. But Gavin does a lot of the house chores too because he likes doing it more than I do.
I'm a clean freak, like
he
through
likes
and through.
deep cleaning, like organizing everything. I'm like, I can find things in the cupboard, it's fine.
I just went through last week and
Alphabetize our spices.
I literally put our spices in the cupboard by alphabetical order. If everything, but that's coming from someone who has, like, I have really high anxiety and very high OCD. So if things are not like my way, how I want them, like I get upset.
Besides your closet.
Yeah, my closet's a joke. I have to get there at some point because I like have a little breakdown every morning at 5 a.m. when I go to get my gym clothes. But no, it's okay. If I was to put it like in my way of saying that same thing, it would be I can't stand marriages where wives are just expected that they have to cook dinner and husbands are just expected that they have to go to work at 6 a.m. every day and work with their hands. I said it. Like, I can't stand the overly testosterone males that are like, oh my gosh, I work in construction, so I'm a manly husband, and then wives that are like, I baked bread, so it makes me a good wife. Like, no, a godly role in marriage, and I'm nothing against like going out and doing those things. It's the people who preach it as doctrine. That's what makes me so upset, because I don't work a manly job right now. I work in a kitchen, actually. Which is considered a woman's job, traditionally in the Puritan and, originally Christian circles. And I go and I work evenings. We don't have a 9-to-5 picket style fence like life, It's just not how it works. Sometimes your godly role in marriage is loving your spouse and doing the things that you're called to do. I'm called to be the spiritual leader. She's called to submit to that, I'm called to listen to her as my co-captain. She's to be respected and treated as the weaker vessel. But sometimes the weaker vessel really is the more mentally strong one. And in our marriage, that's often the case, especially like things like finances and making like impulse decisions, things like that. I'm a very like, go get it, let's try every idea we come up with person, whereas she's more like, oh, why don't we take a couple days and think this through, or we don't need to buy this. Whereas other times, when the impulsive decisions do need to be made, I'm really good at that. I'm like, okay, no fear, let's go, jump off the bridge. And she's like, oh, but I forgot my jump rope, or my bungee cord thing. Like, it's just...
And honestly, you're a better cook than I am.
Oh, facts. It comes down to, if you're loving and respecting your spouse, and you're making them feel like you are, like, I don't know how to put that.
If, like, they're heard.
There's nothing wrong with stepping into each other's roles, like traditional roles, and helping each other out. And I can't stand the idea that just because you're, a man with kids, it means you can't, boil a thing of pasta, or because you're, a woman who had a child, it means you'll never go out and get a job. It's such a backwards way of thinking. Now, is my role to be the provider? Yes, and I'm trying my hardest to do that. It's hard during college, we can't have all the things we want. And is she trying to be this, the wife that stays at home and takes care of the home? Yeah, but it's hard with a baby while you're, maintaining 5 college classes. Like, it's okay to step outside your bounds a little bit. And as long as you're not doing something that hurts the other person or takes away the roles of the other person, then it's okay. Like, if I try to make her the spiritual leader, or she tries to say, I don't want to follow our family rules, and, like, I won't listen to you as the husband because blah, 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 then that might be stepping into dangerous territory, and we've dealt with that. We've dealt with a lot of different things about covering each other's roles, and I'm not saying we're perfect in that either, like, at all. Marriage is a struggle sometimes, But yeah. Be submissive one to another is actually... The Bible does say, wives, submit to your husbands, and then the next verse says, submit one unto another. And a lot of men in the church don't like that verse, and will actually put a heading over it as if it's a separate section of Scripture. The heading didn't exist when Paul wrote the book of Ephesians. He actually said, submit one unto another, which means, husbands, you are supposed to submit to your wives once in a while. What's the next one?
What are the keys to balancing work life and marriage?
Get up early, drink your coffee, do a good morning kiss.
We get up. We get up at 5:15 every day. Well, except for like Sundays.
Yeah, Sundays is our day to sleep in till 6:30.
But we get up to have time together, because if we don't get up early and have time together, then we're not going to have time for each other during the day. Right. Especially like Mondays and Tuesdays, I've got, like, let's take this tomorrow, Monday for instance. I've got to go to the gym in the morning. I get back, I have history class, then I have English class. I might stay at the library for an hour and work on part of my essay that's due by Friday. Then I come home for like a half an hour for lunch. Then I go work from, 2 to 10 tomorrow? 1 to 9.
No, I think tomorrow's 2 to 10.
Okay.
Yeah, Tuesday I'm 1 to 9. But then same thing on Tuesday. I mean, we get a half an hour. So we get up early, we spend some time together, we talk, certain mornings we're talking about finances. It's just really whatever we need to do to make sure that we're showing each other that we love each other and are going to make that commitment to spend time. Trying to make time for her will teach you, when you have a child and you're in college, learning to prioritize your child is probably one of the hardest things. Like, you're in the middle of a math exam and all of a sudden the baby's screaming for your attention, and you will have to learn to work out an algebra equation and play Raggedy Ann at the same time. And let me tell you, that is very impossible. It's hard, and then trying to fit homework in, not as much for her because she doesn't have like set lecture times, but for me, like, I have lectures in the mornings, then I have work, and then trying to fit homework in. Like, we just set, like, Wednesday afternoons and Friday afternoons I don't have work, so I go to the library and I slam out every bit of homework that I can. It's the only way we can fit it in. Yeah. It's really just time management, So.
And I will be staying up probably until midnight tonight trying to do a manifest.
Sometimes you gotta do it. It's hard, but you got it. What's the question?
What are your favorite baby names, and what do you think we will name our next baby?
We started a list of names while we were dating.
We did.
And I want our next baby to be a boy. But I don't want to give the name.
We're not going to give away the name.
Yeah.
But either if it's a girl or a boy, it will be after one of my parents, either my mom or my dad.
For middle names. We want to have all of our kids have middle names that reflect someone in our family history. Grandparents.
Biblical baby names.
Yeah. And then biblical baby names as the first names. So, I have a preference. I want there to be a boy next. But, you know, apparently living with a bunch of women is what I'm called to do, so... But we are just pulling up to my parents now, so we will let you guys go. Thank you for all your questions. They were awesome. We always love filling out these with you guys, and we hope that you guys have a great rest of your weekend. We'll try to submit this by the end of the day Monday.
Bye.
Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.